Welcome back. And on Parenting this morning, we're discussing sex education and the practical ways to teach children. Our guest this morning is Omolayo Oyawoye. She is a speaker, author, certified Montessori instructor, and a lover of children with special needs. She also founded Essence for Women, an online video podcast aimed at improving the lives of women. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So much you are doing and all of that.
Thank you so much.
Just before we get to our topic today, you specialize on treating kids with special needs and all of that.
Yes,
where did that passion come from?
Okay, so thank you for having me. I came in contact with this young boy before who wasn't talking, and the parents just brought him to me and wanted me to perform a magic. I almost said, let this boy go somewhere else, But then I thought, let's see what we could do. And I found out that they make up for those things that they can't normally do, that you normally not see, all right? So, for instance, he couldn't talk, but he could sing, Ooh. He could make rhythms, make sounds, dance well, he could drum, all right? And so I thought that children with special needs, there's so much more you can find out from them. You know, it just takes a little patience, understanding, and give them timing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for being such a person. We need more people like you.
Thank you.
All right, so our topic today is sex education and all of that. How and when is it appropriate for a parent to start talking to their kids or teaching their kids about sex?
Okay, so the time is now. Anytime. From statistics, we know that children can hear sounds from the womb. Science have taught us that they could hear sounds, all right? Yes. Babies can, react to lights when there's light change, all right? So it means they can hear you, all right? So I think the problem really is parents are confused about what sex education is, all right? So they feel that when they hear sex education, you're talking about the acts of sex. And sex education does not teach the acts of sex, but the values of sex. Right?
Please say this again. Say this again.
Sex education does not teach the acts of sex, but the values of sex.
The values of sex.
The values of sex.
Okay.
All right. So it means that what are the values you want to instill on your children when it comes to their sexual? We are sexual beings, and children are not different. All right. We are emotional beings. Children are not different. All right. So you want, and they learn this thing everywhere. So you want to be the first source of...
they hear it from.
Yeah, and the right information should come from you. And then sex education goes beyond, oh, this is your private part, this is your public part, this is what you shouldn't touch. Yeah, it talks about their emotional growth. Some of us stumble on what a crush meant. We didn't understand what it felt. We didn't understand what we're feeling, rather. We just noticed that it's a good feeling you have towards the opposite sex. All right, so sex education also involves talking about the emotional growth of your children, the physical growth of your children. A 1-year-old can learn about the physical growth. Here is your breast. This is your penis. This is your vagina. There's nothing obnoxious about that. That is the same. That's it. Penis is penis anywhere, all over the world.
It is.
And there's no big deal in telling your child, this is your penis. No, a 1-year-old.
Before they hear it from somebody else.
Before they even begin to learn what other things penis are used for from somebody else.
Wonderful. Now, you see, but a number of parents don't even have this education or this knowledge.
Yeah.
So they don't even know how to pass it on.
Yeah.
How do the parents educate themselves first in a way that they can pass this knowledge on to their kids? I know you have a book here or something.
Yeah.
Does that come into play?
Yeah. So that's why I wrote the book, because I know that sex is an awkward conversation. I must agree that sex is an awkward conversation. I've been having this conversation with my daughters for a long time, and one day, one of them just came up and said, oh, Mom, it's not good for boys and girls to kiss. I said, yes, it's not good for boys and girls to kiss. Only married men and women. I said, yes. I was glad that she understood the concept already. And then she came up and said, so do you and Daddy kiss? And I almost fainted.
How old is she?
She's 7.
Okay.
I didn't see that coming. I said that to say that. Yeah, I said that to say that sex is an awkward topic. It's sensitive, and a lot of people want to shy away from it. But I want the parents to realize that our world is sexualized. I mean,
Yes.
cartoons, you would see it in cartoons.
Exactly.
You would watch music videos, and I
Promos,
mean,
ads, billboards,
everywhere.
almost everywhere,
All right,
I
so you do not like have a choice. All right, so you need to read up. You need to realize that this is something I must do. Yeah, and that's why I wrote this book. It's actually a guide for parents.
I like this. Something
yeah.
for the parents to
Something
know
for the yes. So what I did was to break it down year by year. So you know the correct information you're passing to your child. You won't under teach and over teach. Yeah. So it starts from 1 year. You know where to stop when your child is 1 year. All right. So you need to read up. You need to understand. And another thing is you need to understand your child's emotional age. Some children are older emotionally than their biological age, actually. So you could say a 7-year-old who knows a lot, who's smart, who's intelligent, who picks things very fast. You need to work with the emotional age and not the biological age. Do you understand me? Because you want to be up to speed, and you want the child to realize. I mean, from 7 years, a boy can have a crush on a girl. And you need to know that these are absolutely normal feelings. Don't demonize it. Let the child understand that this feeling, I know it. It feels good. I felt it. Well, I mean, we can't lie about that. I felt it. And so it's normal for you to feel this way. Then the next step is to say, this is how to go about it. How did you handle your own crush when you were younger? Those are things you could do. I mean, and if you had made errors, you know, sexual decisions that were inappropriate, it's also a good way to teach your children. And then every opportunity is an opportunity to teach sex education. You're watching a movie and there's a kiss scene, it's an opportunity to teach. You're giving
tell us to go out, go inside the room.
I mean, why are we going out? But when we go to eateries, we see it in movies. Yeah? All right, so before I used to tell my children to close their eyes. I don't tell them to close their eyes anymore. Yeah. Because right now, when they go out, when they visit people, they don't tell them to close their eyes. Everybody's just watching, okay? Yes, so you let them know that this you're watching is wrong. You know, and if you had bridged that gap, when your child is going through an emotional phase, when a child is being traumatized emotionally or sexually, you are going to be the first person they will talk to. And that's a good feeling as a parent. These are discussions we can have with our parents. I'm a sexual abuse survivor. I mean, I was sexually abused severally as a child. And so when I grew older, my fiancé then and I decided to do something for sexual abuse survivors. And I wanted to write my story. And my fiancé felt, see, let's involve your parents. So they just see your story somewhere. I wonder, oh, so this happened to you. So I called my mom, and she went like, oh, so you still remember? I'm like, remember what? So apparently, my parents are aware that I was sexually abused. So she told me that she walked in on us once when my uncle was sexually abusing me. Yeah, and I didn't know. I just knew that the man left the house. I mean, I was glad. That would have been a great opportunity to talk to me about sex and sexual abuse.
Wow.
Right?
This is quite a deep discussion. I wish we can continue, but we'll pick it up. You're with us for a month.
Yeah,
we'll
that's
pick
fine.
Up from this position next week.
That's fine.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
More grease your elbows. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right.